Hello, hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Hope that you were able to watch our live stream worship service this morning. If you weren't able to, you can go to our Facebook page right now and watch it there. It's also already posted on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, so try to take advantage of one of those two opportunities to watch. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday, like I said. And we're in Mark again. Brother David did a great job preaching through the first part of chapter 1 this morning. And today in our daily reading, we're finishing up chapter 2. And then we're going to be looking at part of the beginning of chapter 3 as well. Now, ironically, the focus of this passage is on the Sabbath. Jesus and his disciples are being rebuked for supposed breaking of the Sabbath law. And of course, Jesus then returns the rebuke to those Pharisees in their misunderstanding and misinterpretation of the Sabbath. Now, there's much to say on this passage. In fact, I preached through this passage a few months ago and for a full sermon. And if you're interested, if you want to study more, you're not required to at all. But if you're interested in learning a little bit more, digging deeper into this idea of Sabbath and the commandment, this misunderstood commandment of the Sabbath, I'll include the link to that audio sermon in the comments below. However, today I just want to leave you with a simple thought. And that is, what is God's intention for the Sabbath? What is he trying to do with the Sabbath? I think it's very clear in verse 27. And this verse, what Jesus says here, is unique to Mark. It's found here in Mark, where Jesus says that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. Then he goes on to say, so the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. What an important truth, that the Sabbath was made for man, not the other way around. I catch that. As Christians, we need to navigate that careful balance between complete disregard and ignoring the Sabbath altogether. As New Covenant believers, how do we handle that Old Testament command of the Sabbath and that Sabbath day? On the other hand, we need to stay away from the other trap of this rule-following legalism when it comes to Sabbath observance. The Sabbath was made by God for man. It was a gift to man, and he wants us to have regular periods of rest in our life. The difference, of course, is that Sabbath rest is specifically rest in him. We're resting in the Lord. We're resting in his provision. We're resting in his goodness and his grace and mercy. We're resting in his very presence in our life, in the peace that he offers. This is what we rest in the Sabbath. Sabbath is an opportunity for us to be refreshed in the Lord, to spend time thanking him for who he is and what he does for us every day. And so the question that we may ask ourselves today is, doesn't it seem perhaps that God has given us a mandatory Sabbath with what's going on with the world right now? Is that a fair question to ask? Is God giving us sort of a mandatory Sabbath, where during this time your life may not be as full of activities and gatherings and sporting events? For many of you, you may not be going to work outside the home right now. And so we're experiencing a rest from some of those things. Maybe it's God's way of providing, in this very unique context, an opportunity to rest in him. Make no mistake, God will absolutely redeem this situation. This pandemic that's happening in the world right now, God will redeem it, and he'll redeem it for the good. The question for you and I to ask is, how can we best make use of this Sabbath rest that God's given us? What are we to do at this time? What's going to be the outcome? When we look back on this, what are we going to find in our lives that we've used this God-given time as an opportunity for. I hope that you'll find this a blessed opportunity from the Lord to grow closer to the Lord of the Sabbath. Abide in Him. He is all sufficient for your every need. And we need to own that right now. Find rest in the Lord, His provision. Abide in Jesus Christ. God bless you.